Hola. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello. So today I'm going to be doing my first DIY for a very special occasion coming up, Father's Day. So I'm going to be showing you two really cool and super easy, inexpensive DIY decoration ideas for Father's Day, which is coming up in a week. So keep on watching to see my first DIYs. So the first DIY I'm going to be doing is a super easy one. It only has 3 different tools and it's going to be a streamer backdrop. So you're just going to need some streamers of your choice in color, a pair of scissors, and some heavy duty tape. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pick one of your colored streamers and you're going to roll out as much streamer as you want to fit the length of the wall. After you're done doing that, you can just lay it out to make sure it's the right size, and you're just going to keep continuing making different strings of streamers. And you're going to be doing that with all of the different colors that you're going to be using, and you want to make sure you have enough to fill the whole entire wall. So now it's time to hang the streamers. I put some tape up just so I didn't have to keep peeling the tape. But you're just going to take each streamer and you're going to place it right where you want it and take a big piece of tape and tape it right on. What I did was I had 2 different kinds of colored streamers, so I alternated between each different shade of blue all the way down the whole entire wall. So that's pretty much all you have to do to make this streamer backdrop. It's super easy and really inexpensive. But next I'm going to be showing you how to make a super quick, really cute banner. So you're going to need some kind of cutting board. You can also use scissors, but I think it comes out straighter with a cutting board. You're also going to need some kind of colored papers, and a hole puncher, some scissors, a pencil, and some ribbon and tape. So first you want to take all of your colored assorted paper and you're going to take the one that you want to make into the letters that's going to say number 1 dad or whatever you want to spell. I drew a line right down the middle to half the paper and to each flag, and I drew a miniature triangle right at the bottom that cuts it into the flag shape. I wrote it down on this paper and kind of traced it out just to make sure I knew where I wanted it to be cut, and I actually did it twice just because I wanted to change it up a little bit. So after you do that, you're going to grab your cutting board or your scissors and you're going to cut your flags right down the middle to cut it into 2 different flags. Might as well save paper, right? So you're going to do that to every sheet that's going to have a letter on it. Once you're done cutting your flags out, it's time to cut the bottom of the flags. So you're just going to take your pair of scissors and cut out the triangle that you traced onto the paper before. This shouldn't be too hard and it doesn't take too much time. You're just going to cut out all of the triangles out of the bottom to make a sort of flag shape. Once you're finished cutting out all of the triangles at the bottom of your flags, it should look a little something like this. So after you're done cutting them out, you're going to take your hole puncher and you're going to make holes right at the top. So I put 2 holes on each side so I would be able to string the ribbon right across, just to make sure also that the flags aren't twirling all over the place and flipping over when they're being hung onto the windowsill. So after you're finished cutting all that out and cutting in all the holes with the hole puncher, you're going to take a pencil and another different color piece of paper, and it's time to write out what you want to spell onto your flags. So what I picked to write for Father's Day was number 1 dad, because you know, my dad is number 1, of course. But you can put anything from like Happy Father's Day, I love you dad, something like that. Or if you wanted to use this DIY for another occasion, you're more than welcome to put anything that you like. But for mine, I'm going to put number 1 dad, and all I did was cut out the shapes after I was done tracing them, and ta-da! Number 1 dad. Oops, that's backwards. But now you're going to take your cutting board or your scissors and you're going to make your other colored paper into smaller squares, because we're going to be making a smaller flags to put on the sides of the bigger flags with the letters on it. So after you're done cutting, you should have something that looks like this. And for these, I just kind of went by hand and cut triangles out at the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. It makes it look actually a little bit more vintage and a little bit more DIY'd if you just kind of do it by hand. But it came out really cute, so you just want to cut out all of the triangles right at the bottom. So after you cut out all of the triangles, you're just going to do the same thing you did for the bigger flags and hole punch 2 holes on each side of each flag. So now I just took my glue and I put each letter onto a scratch piece of paper to glue so nothing got on my floor, and I pressed on each letter to spell out number 1 dad. So we're almost done with this DIY. You're just going to take your ribbon and spin it just a little bit to make sure it fits through the hole of each flag, and you're going to put the ribbon right through the back of the flag. It might be a little tricky, but you want to put it through the back because you're going to pull it through, and then you're going to put it right into the other one on the top so you'll be able to see the pretty ribbon from the front. So after you do that, you're just going to pull the first flag all the way through, and then you're just going to do the same exact thing for every other flag. So for my banner, I alternated through different colors because my dad's favorite colors are like blue and greens and stuff, so I alternated between that. But right when you're finished, you're just going to also put through your lettered flags as well. So when you're finished putting your sign together, it's finally time to hang it up to show everybody. So I just put a piece of tape on the other end of the ribbon and I swung the sign right to the other side of the window or the wall or where we're going to be hanging it. And I just put another piece of tape up there to make sure it stayed very well. So that's the end of this final DIY, and I think it comes out really nice and it's very personal, and I'm sure your dad will love it. So I hope you guys liked my first DIY video for Father's Day. If you guys decide to try any of these DIYs, be sure to tweet me a picture at XOAlwaysBella on Twitter, or you can tag me on Instagram. All the info will be right at the bottom. Be sure to watch my latest video, and I will talk to you guys later.